Hey guys, it's Solomon Pleasant here, and welcome to the Team O.M.G. Vanguard official video other than trial decks. As I am recording this, we only have like 2 videos out. Hopefully by the time I upload these, we'll have some more videos out, and this is just a thing. So this has been something I've wanted to do, but I wasn't really sure how to, so I figured this new channel would probably be the best way to do it, and hopefully this reels you guys in. So, not gonna lie, kind of took this from, and I'm gonna hunch over a lot because my camera can only capture so much of my height. Kind of took this concept from Warlock in 36, which he's a pretty good card fighter, and he does pretty well with a lot of his stuff. I disagree with him on some things, but I think for the most part he does a good job. He tries, so I will shout out to him for that. And I figured, you know, I kind of want to review some cards, and I figured I'd start with arguably my most favorite cards in the game so far, which I think it's going to be that way for the rest of my life, because honestly, Vanguard, do we need to bring up the things you've been making? Let's not. I want to keep this as positive as possible. So we're going to review the reverse units. There we go. All of them. Except for Reverse Aura Phoenix, because that's not a real one. All the reverse units that were affected by Link Joker in Season 3 of Vanguard, and gave us some of the most interesting cross rides, in my opinion. I also use a good majority of these reverses, so I do somewhat know what I'm talking about, at least, for some of them. And I've tested around with some other ones, so I have somewhat of a concept of what's going on here. Now, this is all opinion-based, so my opinion is probably going to be different than yours, because I'm a very opinionated person. If you think my opinion's wrong, good for you. Go tell me why in the comments, and maybe we can work something out, or maybe I'll just hate you and think you're a horrible person. Probably not, but anyway. Now, this is not going to be a full-length video. I'm going to chop this up one reverse unit per unit, and then I'm going to finish it up by ranking the reverse units from worst to best, in the best way that I can. So, without further ado, let's just get our Xbox here and go straight into the first one. I'm going to do these units based on their okay, yep, thanks for that. I'm going to do these units based on their order of appearance in the show or in sets. So obviously set 12 is going to be first. And here he is. And the first reverse unit to be announced, both in set 12 and in the show, is of course Eradicator Vowing Saber Dragon Reverse. Now, cancel. There we go. Pardon if that comes up from time to time, it just might do that. Now, this guy right here is a very interesting Narukami unit. First I'm going to just kind of read off his abilities, and then kind of go into it. So he's a size 3, like they all are. He is also a cross ride to the break ride that Narukami received for their Eradicator trial deck, Eradicator Vowing Sword Dragon. So he's going to automatically get that +2. He also has the Lord skill. His limit break. Counterblast 2, that's 2 cards. Lock, and choose up to 2 of your rear guards with Eradicator in its name specifically. Lock them, which we all kind of know what lock is. You turn the card face down and then you can't use it for the rest of your turn. Or if you're using Link Joker, yada yada yada. You can look that up on your own, but I'm just going to assume most people know what lock is. And then your opponent chooses 2 of his or her rear guards, retires them, and this unit gains plus 10,000 power until the end of the turn. And it says right there what a locked unit can, or in this case, can't do. This is a very interesting way to start off the reverses, by having a unit that not only tears your opponent apart, but also gives it power. Is it the best reverse? No, but it's not a bad one. It's not bad. For those who know what Eradicators are capable of, they can really damage your field. This card is no exception. This card has full capability of wrecking your entire formation. Except for if you use golds, because apparently golds can just spam stuff back. But I digress. What this thing does, basically, when you combo it with an Eradicator Break Ride, which there are 3 that I'm aware of, 2 of which America has, the Vowing one, which more people are going to use because of that cross ride. Extra 2 is actually kind of useful in games. Because having a 13k base isn't that bad. But, so just say, let's just give everyone the benefit of the doubt and say that they use the cross ride and cross break ride. What would happen in that situation is, first I get plus 10 automatically, I kill a rear guard, I choose a rear guard in the front row, it dies, so my opponent has a full field, he's got 4 cards now on rear guard, and I'm already at plus 10, so I'm at 23. I can use this skill, be at 33, and my opponent has 2 less cards on the field. Use it again, and I've blown up my opponent's entire field. Granted, that's a Counterblast 4, but the only other Narukami that I'm fully aware of that can pretty much blow up the whole field in one turn would be, depending on which combos you use, Ignition with Gauntlet is probably a good method of blowing up the field, or just using Tempest altogether to blow up the field is also a good method. Gauntlet and Tempest are the only other 2 units that I know that can blow up your whole field in one turn, and they take some serious Counterblast too. So, the fact that it's a Counterblast 2 and the fact that I can just... Also, each time I use that skill, I get plus 10, so even if I don't retire my opponent's rear guards, I still get plus 10,000 power. So, if I use this skill, if I spam it all in one turn, I'd be swinging in for like a 43 by myself without any need for a boost. P-guards, anyone? Or should I be more politically correct and be like, P-guards are quintet walls? Anyway. So, where does this card go as opposed to meta? And by meta, I mean, like, limit break meta. Because, screw Legion. Just go die. Digress. Anyway, in its prime, this card was only regarded as average. And I can see why, because it is kind of a hefty cost, the fact that you're pretty much restricting yourself to only 2 attacks. Which pretty much means if you're using this skill at its maximum potential, you're going for a game end. If you can't end the game there, you've kind of restricted yourself, but it's still 13k base then afterwards. It's not a bad unit. Now, I personally like this unit because if you read the lore, it is actually Thunderbreak at his fullest form. Those of you who remember Thunderbreak Dragon from Season 2, he was in the first trial deck and was my first card. I have mentioned him before. So, seeing Vowing get this cross ride is pretty impressive. Is it the best? No. It's not. There are some reverses that are better. Is this in the higher category? I personally, yes, because I feel like it does have some viable power, and it can apply a lot of pressure. Just with that break ride alone, and the fact that I get basically 20k in one turn, that's pretty good. I find that as a valid skill. Also, I've seen Eradicators, they wreck fields. That is their job, and this guy does it extremely well. So, I'm not really going to give a rating system on this because I usually don't rate cards. That's what the last thing is for, but I would easily put him somewhere in the middle. Like, maybe the higher middle because he is pretty good. So, that's all I gotta say about Vowing Reverse. So, this was our first reverse unit, and this has been Solemn Pleasant, and next time we will be reviewing Lukier from the Pale Moons. So, see you then. This has been Solemn Pleasant, signing off.